Yeah, really? This again? In the middle of the road?
Don't talk to me. Leave me alone.
Get in the car. Close the door and I'm done with you.
What? You're done with me?
Yes, I'm
so
done.
You're gonna break up with me, go find somebody else, and not talk to me the rest of your life?
That's exactly what that means, doesn't it? What? You think this is a joke? Walk away and I'm done with you. I'm leaving you.
What'd you say?
Why are we splitting the bill?
This guy was having a date, and as soon as they split the bill, she didn't like that.
Well, I mean, it's our first date, so I thought we should maybe go half.
I can't believe you made us split the bill.
You ordered an appetizer that I didn't even touch. Why do you think that I should
Okay,
pay
but
for
you asked me out.
I know, but you ordered something
You
that I did.
asked me out.
All right, I'll just take you home and all right, see ya. Hello? Hello?
He should have just walked away, but this shows that he's a well-mannered guy.
See ya.
Bye.
Why we pull up at a Starbucks?
What's wrong with Starbucks?
This guy wanted to take this lady on a regular date, but this is what she had in mind.
I got dressed like this to go to Starbucks?
Yeah, I told you it was going to be a casual date. Casual, you know what casual means?
Casual as in getting drinks. So I dressed in a whole dress, heels and everything.
Okay, so...
And we're getting coffee? You think I deserve a coffee date?
Dates are meant to have a good time. But the young generation sees date as a competition where the other person needs to spend the most.
You just said I'm supposed to be a man. I'm supposed to, wine and dine you, take you out to somewhere nice. That's a gender role.
As a date, yeah.
Okay, cool. And you could have came over to my house and cooked for me as a date. But we didn't do that, did we?
No, why would I be in your house if I just met you?
Watch what he will say next, and I advise every man to do this in this situation.
Why would I spend $200 plus on you if I just met you?
Because you're trying to win me, like...
Oh, okay.
You're trying to court me. Yes, I'm the prize.
Where do you work again? Where do you work?
What does that matter?
Grocery store, right?
What does that matter?
Right. So I make more money than you, right?
Okay, well, obviously,
I had to pick you
you're
up,
cheap
right?
with it.
I had to pick you up, right? You live in an apartment, right?
Okay.
I live in a house. I have a car. I have a good job. And I have to win you over. You're the prize, though, right?
He nailed that argument like a pro.
And you take girls on dates to Starbucks?
And you weren't appreciative of going to Starbucks.
What, am I supposed to get a cake pop? And you clearly don't have as much money as you said you did, because here we are at Starbucks.
Okay. You know what? I'm sorry, we pulled up at Starbucks. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's more
I'm gonna take you
like
home. I'm gonna take you back home.
Home?
He couldn't take disrespect anymore, so he politely told her to leave.
I'm gonna take you back home where you can get yourself some cup noodles or something.
You want to take me home?
Yeah, I'm gonna take you home.
I look like this
I'll take you home.
in your car right now, and you want to take me home. You sure about that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And you can get any other date, right? Just like you said, you can get any dude to come and pay for your meal and take you out and wine down you, right? You can get that at any time, right?
So now we're not going on the date because you don't want to pay more than Starbucks.
Disrespect always has consequences.
Oh, it's not bad. Money's no option.
So if money's no option, then why aren't we going on a date? Like an actual date?
Because one, you try to put me on blast. Like, you got your phone out filming this interaction. Okay, cool. Let me go ahead and make sure that's the case. We'll pull over right
Are
here.
you serious?
Yep,
You're
go ahead and
not
get out.
serious. Are you?
Go ahead and get out.
Never take disrespect from anyone. My ideal first date would be a coffee date. Then, if we got on well, we could go on a dinner date. First dates should be walking dates, especially if you're near a beach. Casual dress code, a bottle of wine, and seeing a beautiful sunset.
Why do you think most relationships fail?
Because most girls are being honest. Like, I mean, you look at it time and time again, and girls are cheating on dudes. I mean, I got cheated on. So it's just what happens.
Unfortunately, it's happening at an increasing rate.
Even if you're a girl, offer to pay the bill. And even if he says no, still put out your wallet just in case. Some girls don't like to pay the bill, and they won't offer, so.
Why should they do that?
Because it is out of respect.
To be polite, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of like sort of a stereotype that guys should pay on the first date, but I think that if you're a girl, you should still offer.
I totally agree. I create a community in which we help guys get out of their rooms and actually introduce themselves to women, go on dates. Is that something you'd recommend for guys?
Absolutely.
Instead of waiting for someone to pay, we need to pay for ourselves.
On dates, how do you handle splitting the bill?
He usually always pays.
Yeah, there's no splitting the bill.
Yeah.
That just works for our relationship. If other people want to split the bill, then they can handle it that way. But the way I was raised is you go out to eat or you put food on the table.
If this was the case, you wouldn't see many men walking on their own way.
You cover it.
Okay. So in what scenarios do you cover the bill?
His birthday, or if I just want to and the check is already there and he's using the bathroom or something, I'll just go ahead and pay for it. But he usually fights me on it if I try to pay for it. So.
Yeah, and also if I'm going to the bathroom, I give her my card.
If it's his wife, I totally would understand, but that's not the case here.
Never split the bill 50-50. I would never do that.
Okay, first of all, that's just a weird mental block you have compared to other people. When girls offer, they're never like, let me get the bill. They're like, are you sure you don't want to split it? Yeah. It's like just not assuming you should pay for this whole thing because of my time.
What if you asked her though?
Doesn't matter. You gotta offer. If you're not the type to offer, then I just know where your character is. It's entitlement.
She's like, no, I'll pay. Okay.
I've never seen this in the opposite way. As a man, if she offers to pay, it will show me that she's a responsible person. And to men, they highly value a woman who is willing to contribute to the table.
I genuinely think that if you're gonna ask a girl out to date and you're expecting that little dance, is that not also entitlement too?
How is that entitlement?
If you literally asked her out on a date, her time, and you expect
and my
her...
time?
To all women saying that she gives her time to go on the date. That also applies to the man because he is willing to put in free time when he is supposed to rest from work.
Fellas, this is how you know you are dealing with a low-quality woman, so listen up. So let's say you take out a girl to dinner that's not your girlfriend, and she picks the most expensive food item on that menu just to see your reaction. That is a low-quality woman.
And you should thank her for the evening and the lesson and head on your way.
She will manipulate you. She will grab you by the cojones and take full control, fellas. A modest, feminine woman, she's not going to do that to you. She respects you. She has more respect for herself when she's out on a dinner date with a man. It has nothing to do with you being broke or not. So let's cut the bull, okay?
He's right. I've seen many high-value women offer to even pay for the date when her man is in financial trouble because she cares more about keeping that man rather than the money.
I know women are going to shame us by saying, oh, tell us you're broke. Nah, that don't work on me, sweetie. That has nothing to do with that. This has everything to do with respect. The high-quality feminine women, they will respect you. They're not going to pick the most expensive food item on that menu. Any girl that does that type of negative behavior, she only cares about herself, fellas. That's it. She don't give a f about you.
This might be difficult to accept for some people, but it is the raw truth.
Now imagine if a girl calls you and tells you she wants to buy you sports tickets to some event. What kind of tickets should I get you, babe? And you tell her to get you the most expensive tickets that there are, the most expensive seats that she can get you. Does that sound like a guy that cares about the girl?
And if he does that, everyone will look down on him. I would have paid for her food, but that would have been the last date we go on because that tells me a lot about her. This is why you have your first dates at cheap places. Matter of fact, start it off with coffee.
How much should a man spend on a wedding ring?
Ooh, man, it should be at least 25% of his salary.
I know what kind of ring I want. I couldn't tell you how much it costs, so we'll just have to figure that out when we get to that point.
What do you think it costs, though? Give me an estimate.
I'd probably, just because knowing how expensive jewelry is, I'd say at least like $10K.
It's all about finding your life partner, brother, not whoever spends the most.
So he's gonna spend $10,000 on a wedding ring for you. What does he get in return for that?
I mean, if he wants to marry me, he's gonna get a wife.
So he has to buy you.
No, he doesn't have to buy me, but the ring that I like, if it's $10K and you want to marry me, like, that's what I want.
He's literally spending money to put a material item on your finger to call you his.
He's not buying me.
I don't know about that, but that's what it seems like nowadays.
We're already in a relationship. We're just taking it to the next step.
Why get the government involved with a contract on a piece of paper? What changes?
Taxes.
I was picking this girl up on a second date, and I pulled up in a different car than the first one. And they weren't really nice cars to me. It was a BMW and then my new Tesla Model Y at the time. And I purposely avoided ever bringing the Lamborghini on a first or a second date.
Rich men always do this when trying to find a date. They'd never show their assets first.
You don't want to lead off like that. And I was looking for something longer term. But I didn't have a choice because those are the only two cars I had available at the time. And then when it was time for the second date, the BMW was in the shop. Tesla was all I had except for the Lambo. So I showed up in that, and it definitely, I noticed how it changed the dynamic. She expected to do something even fancier, something more expensive. I felt the flip. I didn't know exactly what it was. It was done. Second date, I killed it after that.
I dined and dashed on a Hinge date, and let me tell you why. Well, on this Hinge date, I hit this girl up and I was like, hey.
This guy was supposed to meet his date for dinner, but she brought her friend with her.
You want to meet up, grab lunch? So on a first date with someone online, I'm thinking something casual, right? Maybe like sushi, Panera, a salad, something easy, nothing crazy, right?
The first date should be for getting to know one another, nothing more.
This woman comes back with, I want hibachi. And I was like, hibachi? And she's like, yeah, I want hibachi. So I go, oh, okay, I guess. So I get there to meet this girl for hibachi, and she brings a friend with her, and she goes, hey, would it be cool if my friend just jumps in with us, hangs out? And I'm like, I guess. I mean, she's already here. Why don't I tell her, go away?
She knew he had no other choice.
So we sit down, we start kind of hanging out, talking, getting to know each other, stuff like that. Both of these women start ordering a bunch of drinks, and I'm like, okay. And then they start ordering appetizers. And the guy, the cook, he goes, what do you want? And I go, I would like just chicken and rice. Easy. I'm a simple man. The girls go, we want surf and turf.
Now listen to what happened next, because I couldn't believe it.
I go, you want surf and turf? They go, yeah, surf and turf. And I'm like, okay. In my mind, I'm like, all right, these girls think I'm not. So we hang out, have fun, do our thing, and I'm just kind of enjoying the moment, but I know what the heck's going on. I know what's going on. So time goes by, and we're ready to pay the tab, and the cook guy goes, all right, how are we splitting up the bill today? The girl goes, all on one.
That is just rude. That she told the waiter that the guy would pay for everything when he barely got any food.
So I'm like, what the hell did this girl say? In my mind, I'm like, what the heck? So I tell her, hey, do me a favor. Will you just box up my food real quick, and I'm going to go to the restroom? She goes, yeah, no problem. Guess where I went? I didn't go to the restroom. I went in my car and I went home.
Now that's a smart decision.
The biggest sign of disrespect that your girl can do to you is calling out your name in public, or berating you, or emasculating you in public.
That's what was gonna happen to the previous guy if he didn't act smart.
If she's calling out your name and saying, oh, you're such an look at you, you're such a she wants the whole world now to know what kind of a man you are. It went from disrespecting you in person to your face. You let that slide. Now she's disrespecting you out in open, out in the public.
If she ever disrespects you, tell her that it was great knowing each other, but you're not gonna settle for someone who treats you that way and walk away.
Because she wants everyone else to see what kind of you are. Now, if you let that go and you're still with her and you're not gonna walk away, you know what happens next? She starts inviting attention from other men.
That's the problem. If it happens, and you accept it.
And then eventually, she loses so much respect for you that she's telling all those guys your secrets and how much of a you are. And when a woman does that and she causes treason, that's when she cheats on you.
And that could have all been avoided from the moment you got disrespected. Well, guys, that was all for today. We'll be back soon.